You are joining us once again to watch another stellar piece of cinema. This week, we are paying tribute to the recently departed Joel Schumacher, and we were talking quickly, right before we started, about some of the stuff we didn't know he did. Like, I didn't realize that, like I said, he did Incredible Shrinking Woman.
Lost Boys.
Yeah, which is crazy. That's like
I didn't realize that was him, and that's like my favorite movie of his.
And Flatliners, if anyone ever seen Flatliners.
Also a stellar movie.
both starring Kiefer
I'm
Sutherland.
looking right now. The Client, A Time to Kill.
I'm on, by the way. Hey, guys.
Yes.
Hi, Ryan.
Hello, Ryan.
Phone Booth, which I also forgot was him.
Oh, well, that's the end, which Phone Booth is the same guy who wrote Cellular.
Is it really?
Yes.
Well, Phone Booth was evidently like a script that guy had been like working on since like the 70s or 60s. Like that was a script that he originally like pitched to
Yeah, it makes sense because that makes no sense why it exists in 2002 when like phone booths were not existing anymore. But I do think
it's like the last hurrah of Phone Booth.
Yeah. And that's the number 23 is probably like the end of Schumacher.
Okay, I kind of love that movie for the wrong reasons.
Well, yeah, it's like that, Phantom of the Opera right before that, and then doing some weird stuff.
And 2 episodes of House of Cards.
Oh, wait, Trespass? Is that really bad Nicolas Cage? Oh, it is. The Nicolas Cage, Nicole Kidman movie.
Oh, yeah, I haven't seen that one.
Where their house gets they get attacked by people robbing them.
Right.
Yeah.
I think it's like you look at his filmography, and like we actually haven't said like we're doing Batman and Robin, y'all.
Yeah, the original plan was Constantine, but then Joel Schumacher passed, and we wanted to do something to pay homage. Because I'll be honest, Batman and Robin is a movie that I have warmed up to as the years have passed.
I should mention that I'm the youngest person here, and I grew up with all of these. They came out when I was incredibly young, so when I wanted to watch superhero movies, these were the ones that they just came out, and I was a child. So I have a lot of
I don't blame Schumacher for the movie's shortcomings. I blame I blame Akiva Goldsman.
The direction. Well, as we're watching it, the direction in it is terrible.
I think go ahead.
I was gonna say it's terribly written and it's terribly acted. But the direction and all the style is all Schumacher. Because we're gonna talk about it. You have the first Batman in 1989. That's oh my god, I'm blanking on the name that directed
Forever.
Tim Burton.
Oh,
Tim Burton. Yes, did that one. He then comes back for Returns, which is really fucking weird. Then he writes. But Schumacher directs Forever, I believe. I believe Schumacher is only on the directing. He did not write.
Schumacher is not listed as a writer Batman.
I think Forever is still being produced by...
Yeah, it was, because Burton was supposed to come back for a third movie, but people got so mad that Batman Returns was a darker movie, because that was Burton at his full creative control.
Which, by the way, it's if you were to get a guy, because also Tim Burton, instead of doing a third Batman, he went off to go and try and do Superman, which was his own its own story.
Just go watch Superman Lives. It's a great documentary if you want the full story.
Yeah, but it's tied into this whole Batman and Robin thing.
But it's if you look at Schumacher's filmography leading into this, it's The Lost Boys, Flatliner. It's he's kind of cut from that same kind of cloth, and it's he kind of has, and it's Falling Down's a kind of a weird movie. It's I
think the thing that we know about him is that he's hyper stylized.
And then 8mm afterwards, which was the follow up to Batman Robin, is super just
fucking weird.
Yeah, and it's and he did the Incredible Shrinking. So it's if you're going to get a guy to basically we need someone to baton pass from Tim Burton to this next stage of Batman. Joel Schumacher seemed at the time probably a pretty good get.
And I think it's why Forever, when he's reined in, to me works really well. You have much better casting. Because I do think that movie's kind of carried by Jim Carrey and Val Kilmer. Because Tommy Lee Jones is, in my opinion, terrible in it.
Yeah,
Yes.
which is funny because there's like stories about Tommy Lee Jones like not liking Jim Carrey because Jim Carrey
I
was
cannot sanction your buffoonery.
Yeah, he's not a serious actor, but at the same time, it's like, dude, like, have you seen like how you're acting in this movie? Like, you're
Well,
a
I
bigger
think that's
clown
because he had to
than the
match
clown.
it, but I think it's also because he had that. What was it? I read somewhere he had that baseball movie, the Ty Cobb baseball movie, open on the same weekend. It was either Dumb and Dumber or The Mask.
Which also, why would you do a Ty Cobb movie? He's like known as being the biggest piece of shit in baseball history.
Because it's Tommy Lee Jones and he can.
Wait, am I thinking of the right?
You may not be.
Ty Cobb, the creator of the Cobb salad.
No, I am thinking of the right person. Yeah, Ty Cobb was like a giant racist.
But like I think there's also been like a lot of stories that have come out, with Forever and especially with Batman and Robin, where you have like this studio mandate of like the toyification of like of those movies and how much they were kind of like ripped by like what Tim Burton turned in with Batman Returns. Which I think is still like really rad. I think that movie's great.
It's a weird movie that, at the end of the day, these four movies, because we have to kind of group them together because they're one universe, are children's movies, and that second movie is what has like a 20-minute intro of like people throwing away their baby, and it's like really fucking dark and weird.
Yeah, Batman Returns kind of should be like, if it's not PG-13, it should be. It's almost kind of R at times, but like,
there's so much horny sex talk, especially from Danny DeVito in that movie.
But it's so good. Like,
I mean,
she's so great.
Yeah.
Well, Michelle Pfeiffer also lifts up that movie, and I actually feel bad for Danny DeVito because he's doing this weird, like, I don't even like. Burton-esque is the only way to describe that penguin. Like, it's nothing like any comic book thing.
And I don't expect this kind of like vision of Batman to go forward. Like today, like you can't release a film like Batman Returns today. But I miss the comic bookiness of Batman that these '90s movies had that are like completely non-existent since Nolan. Like the Snyder stuff is like super grounded.
When you're talking about the DC stuff, yes, because it is funny looking back, because like 1989 Batman is a serious take compared to the 60s, which was the previous live action, and then because of Batman and Robin, we get the hyper realism of the Batman Begins.
Which Batman and Robin is like the most 60s version of like those characters since the 60s.
Oh no, it's literally a full-length episode of the 60s show with a budget.
Which that show is like, I like did like kind of like a marathon, like maybe about a year ago. Like there was some station that had like a whole Batman 60s marathon. And I watched a bunch of those episodes, and like I like maybe like watched some of those when I was in high school. So dumb, like I was like dumb high school. That show was rad. That show is actually really good.
Oh, it's
Adam West is such a great Batman.
Yeah.
Well, you guys ever hear, by the way, of like when Batman Returns came out, they had this like summer junior movie critic from USA Today who was like, Batman Returns is an attack on kids like me, and I'm like, who asked you?
But I do think, like, to get back to the Schumacher of it all, like, Forever he's reined in. It's kind of this amalgam between the two, between Burton and him, and then like Burton on Batman Returns, Schumacher is unleashed in Batman and Robin, because Forever I think is the one that did the best out of them.
I think Forever is more of an interpretation of what Schumacher wants out of this franchise than what Batman and Robin is.
Batman and Robin's like the amalgamation of everything that was bad about the other three movies, like turned up. It's like more toy stuff, more characters. We have to get bigger actors to play these villains that don't fit the characters.
We got to make more toys. We got to have a new Batmobile. We got to have more characters. Like I think like this is the most studio mandated of like the Batman or of like the DC films of the 90s.
Yeah, and at the same time, the like all of that stuff, which I think goes into the writing side of it, where it's basically a toy commercial with one-liners, but like it's also shot in such a weird way, and the design is so like everyone. We're going to talk about it, but like everything is fucking neon. Like everything is neon lights. Like yes, everything is like front lit. Like, and I'm trying to remember. Like, oh, I have to look it up. But like, wasn't Schwarzenegger paid like an ungodly amount of money for this movie? Like, I feel like
probably. I mean, this is Schwarzenegger still when he's like a big megastar. Like
this is the top of the mountain of him getting paid.
Like this is Schwarzenegger. Like I think like maybe a year off of like True Lies.
Well,
So,
Uma Thurman's in it too.
I have his right here. Schwarzenegger was paid $25 million for the role.
Jeez.
And I'm guessing the budget's probably. Let me see if we can.
Guess who was supposed to be considered for the role? Patrick Stewart.
That's just alone?
Patrick
No,
Stewart.
Patrick Stewart. So the
Isn't
budget was
Schwarzenegger's. Oh, sorry.
I was gonna say the budget was 125 million. So he got what is that? Oh, like
25 million
Yeah.
out of the 125.
yeah. So they had $100 million after Schwarzenegger to make this movie.
Oh, really? I have 160 million as the budget.
Oh, I'm looking at IMDb. Are you on Box Office Mojo?
I'm on Box Office Mojo / Wikipedia.
Okay, so there's a slight difference there.
Also, I want to correct myself. True Lies was 94. And Batman Robin was 97. The follow-up to True Lies was Junior, then Eraser, and then Jingle All the Way, and then Batman Robin. So Jingle All the Way was the precursor to Batman Robin. Which,
Yeah, so this is the down.
Jingle All the Way, one of the best Christmas movies of all time.
Yeah. This is he had already reached the top, but he's still such a big name, and then him falling off the cliff.
Yeah, Batman Robin was kind of basically like the last kind of like big role he had for a while. You know, he did stuff like End of Days in 99, and then, you know, you had Collateral Damage, which was like pushed back 6 months because of 9/11.
That was 2002, that was.
That was supposed to come out in 2001. But it got pushed back to 2002 because of 9/11.
So this is also for everybody else in the movie. This is I don't even like in Uma Thurman's career. This is before Gattaca. This is
No, Gattaca was the same year.
This is before Kill Bill.
This is before this is 3 years after Pulp Fiction. So this is her big movie before this is The Truth About Cats and Dogs, which is the year before this, and that's her big like rom-com movie. And Clooney is coming off of From Dusk Till Dawn, and he's on
ER.
He's a TV star.
And George Clooney, he's like, this was like a kind of a big disaster, but like this is the movie that like basically introduced me into film. It's like after this, it's like he gets like Set It Off,
and he was basically
Thin Red Line, Out of Sight, Three Kings.
Three Kings, Out of Sight, yeah,
it's like Peacemaker in there or something. And
apparently there's a story he said where he literally has a poster in his office to remind him of what not to do in Hollywood.
Mm-hmm. And also going on to like, I think they wanted Val Kilmer back, and Val Kilmer, from what I remember reading, basically told him to fuck off.
Which is like weird because like Batman Forever was like made a lot of money. Like people kind of liked it at the time. Like
I think he did not want to get like typecast. I also wonder because he has like a really high and then fell off the face of the earth, like when it came to his career. So I wonder what he was doing around then as well.
Who?
Val Kilmer.
I can check right now actually.
So like 97.
Because like didn't he do like The Saint afterwards?
Yeah, The Saint, Prince of Egypt.
Okay, so he has some big hits, and then he goes after Batman Forever. The same year comes Heat. Next year, The Island of Dr. Moreau, which the problems are not all his fault.
Yeah, that movie's a pretty big disaster.
Yeah, The Ghost in the Darkness, which is fucking amazing.
Yeah, the movie's rad. Also directed by oh my god,
Stephen Hopkins.
Isn't it? No. Yeah.
It's directed by Stephen Hopkins and written by William Goldman. Yeah, with Michael Douglas. It's one of my favorite movies.
Yeah,
I've never seen it, but I'll keep that in my head.
Then he does The Saint, which I think is a very underrated, fun James Bondian movie. They took the TV show that Roger Moore was on in the 60s and turned it into a movie. starring him and Elizabeth Shue, where it's like an American James Bond. Then he does the voice of God and Moses and Prince of Egypt.
He did Red Planet, which was like a big disaster.
Yeah, he basically, the end of the 90s is the end of his career.
He was in Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, which was like kind of like a big like coming like a return to form, along with Robert Downey Jr. Because Robert Downey Jr. basically got Iron Man off of like the success of like Kiss Kiss Bang Bang.
Yeah, when is Kiss Kiss Bang Bang? I'm trying to look in the
2005.
Yeah, so it's a good like he's in like Hollywood. He's in like movie jail for like a solid 5 years about.
Yeah, and then he's kind of back in movie jail for a while. Like he does the Bad Lieutenant remake. He does like.
Well, he also got very sick. Like
he got very sick. Like he's in MacGruber, which I haven't seen, but I know people just like swear that the MacGruber is great.
Yeah, MacGruber's pretty goddamn funny.
But he became like a direct-to-DVD guy.
With the occasional showing up in other movies.
I guess he's also in the new Top Gun.
Yeah, he's back. And he was in the Jay and Silent Bob reboot movie, which I have not seen.
Here's one. He was in Spider-Man: Edge of Time, the video game.
Yeah, I did not play that game.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, I didn't know that either.
I remember playing that game at a demo at PAX one year because it was in the same booth as that really terrible X-Men game that ended up basically like being pulled from shelves because Silicon Knights like got sued or whatever.
That's right. I'm also looking. Val Kilmer was also Kit in the Knight Rider reboot, but that's neither here nor there right now.
And the other person we have to talk about is Alicia Silverstone.
God, what a babe! Like
a lot of the bad stuff that like came out after this movie is around her, like how she was treated.
Yeah, like I did like.
Wait, what happened?
I did like a little bit of reading, and she like gained like a little bit of weight. Like
she was pregnant. She got pregnant, I believe.
Okay, because
and like so she couldn't really fit in the suit as much, and so they basically had to change a lot of the script because of that, and was treated like shit for it.
Yeah, like it was like very like gross tabloid, because it's like basically like it's the 90s, but like also it's just like at any kind of given time where like teenage girls are kind of treated like shit, like anytime like they don't look like a certain way or like have a certain weight, and it's just like super gross. And like to his credit, like Joel Schumacher came out like a couple times, like basically calling out tabloid journalists being just like quit being gross, quit being stupid, like
which is funny considering like
this girl's life.
There has been a lot of grossness around him when he got like with stuff that he said like later on. But yeah. And that's and this is like literally she does Clueless and then like 2 other small things in this. So she is like one of the biggest stars in Hollywood
she's like upcoming like kind of like leading
new ingenue, like young female, like what Lindsay Lohan was at one point, or Emma Stone, or Emma Watson. Like she was that.
And I remember like middle school John Seiler, like a huge fan of her Stone.
Yeah.
I think it's like also funny we've talked about all these other different stars within the movie, but we've also like have forgotten like the most forgettable of all people involved in this movie, Chris O'Donnell.
Oh yeah, well, because he's the only returning like important character in this, and
Alfred.
Yeah, Alfred and Commissioner Gordon, but like what?
Yeah, Alfred, who was Alfred in all of the movies.
Yeah, those 2 are the only characters. Alfred and Commissioner Gordon are the only ones in all 4. But yeah, so this movie, how it tanked so bad. Do you still have the box office mojo up, John?
No. Give me one second. I do have the numbers. I can get them up right now.
Yeah. So like kind of the last thing. So after this movie, Tim Burton is working on his Superman Lives with Nicolas Cage, which they sort of, I think it's this one where they do the tease thing.
So yeah, no, I don't think so. They have a brief mention. But
yeah, that's what I mean. Like at the time, that was the closest thing we got to it.
But budget of 160 million, box office of 238 million, which
I guess
take marketing into effect too.
Yeah, but I also think compared to the other 3, like I feel like Forever and the first one did like insane numbers. but also they were supposed to be spinning off Robin into a Nightwing movie, which is why he's basically dressed like Nightwing. Like, his costume is the Nightwing costume with a cape. He's also like 40 years old in this. I don't like. We'll have to look up how old he actually is during this. But let's see. He's born in 1970, so he's 27 when this movie comes out. So
Damn.
yeah, and this killed his career basically because he basically did like the only other thing I see movie wise that I remember him in is
Vertical Limit, and then Max
that's the
Payne,
movie I remember him from, Vertical Limit.
and then
'Cause
Max
it-
Payne.
Yeah, because that's the rock climbing one I think where they fall into the
Yes.
yeah.
So, do you want to know like the top 5 films of the opening weekend of this?
Well, let's start the movie first, and then yes.
All right.
I'll keep this page open.
There's going to be a lot of time to talk through like clips. All right, so I'm starting the movie in 3, 2, 1.
I'm
So
so
we have the Warner Brothers logo. I do have what do you call it?
I do
Oh,
miss when they did logos like this,
Oh, the old Warner Brothers. It morphs into the icy Batman symbol.
or warped into something.
It's also very of the time. All right.
Yeah.
Arnold Schwarzenegger gets top billing.
Yeah, this title card is also like really rad, where like the names come in and then they like zoom away and they come in. Yeah,
very
this is-
fun.
God,
Well,
I remember
yeah.
watching this in theaters. Like,
Well,
I
they don't
was
do
4
this
when this
anymore.
came out in theaters.
Like, they don't do openings like this in movies anymore, right? Like, period.
no, because like
Sometimes.
well, I mean, the thing is, like, you try and hide.
Like, I feel like
Yeah.
Deadpool was maybe the only one I've seen them do kind of like a thing, but it was like a joke. I do have to say, I like the Robin symbol design,
Yeah,
and I think it's not a bad title. So, all right, let's see.
they're
Bat nipples,
bat nipples,
nipples, butts,
butts.
crotches,
Yeah.
butts,
Yeah,
But
this movie's
crotch
great.
again.
else?
Yeah, okay. So we start off with two of the things people always complain about, which is bat nipples and zoom in on dudes' butts. Because if I remember correctly, they don't do that for Alicia Silverstone, so it's weirdly female Casey. Oh, also, this is the worst Batmobile in all the movies.
I had a toy of this when I was like young, and it was like my favorite toy, but it was
Yeah, I
so
had the
cheaply
Hot
made.
Wheel.
I actually like George
yeah, you
Clooney.
take out the bat nipples, it's a nice costume.
Yeah. And I think the Robin costume is fucking awesome.
I think the
Like-
problem with like Robin in general is like
45?
years old.
Yeah.
Yes.
And this is where the director of Winter's Tale rears his ugly head.
Yeah, but that Batmobile is terrible. It's glowing. It's like, oh, it's not stealth.
Oh yeah, this is back when we couldn't move our heads like in other Batman costumes.
So I do think this is a good point. Of the people, John Glover.
We can never escape this show.
Well, John Glover, when we get to him, he is playing a comic book character in this movie, and he's been in 3 separate DC properties. So he's in this, he's in Smallville, and he was in Shazam.
Oh, I was just saying mainly that we can't escape Smallville on this show.
Yeah, he played Mark
I saw-
Strong's dad.
I saw that Vivica A. Fox is in this movie.
She is one
All
of.
right, I like the fact that it's a coffin. I like that.
She's what do you call it? She's like the henchwoman, like how Drew Barrymore is in the Batman Forever. I can't remember. Drew Barrymore and another actress is like in Batman Forever as a foreshadowing. Alfred's got to take a dump.
Always gotta sneeze.
See, here's the thing about this, and I'm going to defend this a little bit. I do like the aesthetic and the production design of this movie. I really do.
Well,
It's grown on me.
the aesthetics that are good are all stuff from the Burton, where it's all that kind of stuff from the cartoon that they did better in the cartoon, where you don't really know when this is. But I don't like the neon. Like, there's so much neon in this movie.
I mean,
I
like,
don't hate the
I-
neon.
yeah, I don't hate the neon when, like, again, like, I hate to, like, bring this back to, like, every Batman film in the modern era is just gray and brown and dark. It's like a lot of these films could like use like a little bit of
All
color.
right, that Mr. Freeze costume is cool. I don't care what y'all say.
But it's not the character. Like in many ways, the problem is that Arnold Schwarzenegger is not.
There we go.
So that is a joke referencing what do you call it? Andrew Dice Clay.
All right, Arnold's like the best part of this movie. I don't care what y'all say.
He only speaks in one-liners.
Yeah, ice quips or nothing.
I do believe there's like a YouTube thing where it's just all the one-liners from the movie.
Also, again, solid costume, solid makeup work on him.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's just like it's not the character, which is the problem.
Well, no, it's like we're so used to the character from the animated series by this point.
Yeah, which they change like that. What this is closer to what the character was before the animated show.
Yeah, I think that's what they're going off of, though.
I think I'm.
Oh, and he slides down the dinosaur? How is this not the raddest Batman movie?
Yeah, it is. It's one of them.
It is like it's the 60s, like it's that like 60s TV show ification.
Yeah, no, this is absolutely like the 60s movie.
So Robin fucks up.
Chris O'Donnell does suck in this movie, though.
Well, they also don't give him a lot to do.
Except for like.
I mean, his only thing to do in this movie is basically be an antagonist to Batman.
Yeah, he wants his entire arc is I want to get laid and I want to be called a partner.
Yeah, and George Clooney delivered, I think, one of my favorite lines where she tried to kill you, dick.
Man, Arnold Schwarzenegger really does have some jiggle all the way energy in this movie.
Well, but he knows that's the thing. He knows what movies he's in. I don't, and
Big JAW energy.
Yeah, but like I don't think Clooney knows what movie he's in.
No, I think like also if I remember right, Uma Thurman totally knows the movie she's in.
Well, Uma Thurman's doing Eartha Kitt.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, considering it's been a while, because I always find a thing where sometimes you'll get an actor who does both, but like, okay, for example, Val Kilmer, great Bruce Wayne, not so good Batman, in my opinion. Where do you think Clooney would fall in that kind of category?
Of the three, I think he's the worst. That's yeah. That's the thing. It's like this entire movie is quips, and I think that shows like they're fucking playing hockey.
They're playing ice hockey. It's awesome.
It's too Canadian.
Hey man, we get our exposure how we get it.
Go get my gun.
So that guy's dead, right?
Well, you didn't see him. Oh,
He fell.
I was just gonna be like, well, you don't see him fall.
But like, they're legitimately. This is Batman on ice. Like,
so Batman the ice Batman Stunt Show Ice-tacular.
What's the thing? I do think this set, like, this is the most set-looking set of all time. Which, in the other movies, is like that, but this looks like a theme park spectacular set.
The Ice Age.
Well, so did
yeah.
Batman Forever a little bit. I got to be honest.
Yeah, but that's
why wouldn't you just shoot Batman with the ice gun instead of shooting the dinosaur?
Because it looks cool. Shut up, Ryan.
Okay.
Because again, what killed the dinosaurs?
Also,
Ice.
is that thing like a actual like dinosaur body inside? Oh no, there's
Nope.
No, it's like it's like just a thing.
Yeah, everything is kind of just a thing.
Oh, so he has an ice tank. I didn't. Oh, look, here's toy number 3.
Excuse you. Wait, he has Mattel's Batman and Robin, Mr. Freeze ice tank with shootable missiles.
Yeah, I think we have to keep track of the toys. So far we have a Batman, a Robin, and a Batman motorcycle, and the Batmobile. Now we have Mr. Freeze and the Mr. Freeze mobile.
And then you have the goons.
Yeah,
with the
thanks
Thanks for
hockey sticks.
playing.
Oh, they don't make goons.
They make goons.
No, but I miss like goons in a superhero movie. Now you just have like ordinary thugs.
Like I remember as a kid, like they had toys for Batman Returns where they had like all of like the clowns had like figures. Like the fat
Like,
guy, the
I
fat
had-
clown had a figure, and like
Yeah, I had some of the toys from Batman and Batman Returns. Like, I think I have them behind me. Wait, oh, I forgot about this. His tank that we see for half a second turns into a rocket.
You know what? I'll be honest. I will rather watch this silly movie over Batman v Superman any day of the week, and I like Ben Affleck, but I will take.
Oh, this is fun. That's the big thing. At least this is fun. But I'm trying to remember the plot.
if we're talking like strictly Batman movies, I would rather watch this over Batman or The Dark Knight Rises.
Same. I hate The Dark Knight Rises.
Speaking of Dark Knight Rises, we'll see Bane soon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, what is the plot of this movie? I'm trying to remember. I feel like I know he wants
Mr. Freeze and Poison Ivy team up, and Batman and Robin have to stop them. That's it. That's the movie.
And then, well, no. And then
What's
you also
their
have
plan?
Alfred, who's sick,
Alfred has
who has the same disease that Mr. Freeze's wife has. Yes.
I do think, like Schwarzenegger, it does bring some gravitas to this, and I don't think this plot would work for. Oh, they should have given the goggles for the whole thing. It looks so much better.
Oh yeah, George Clooney sucks as Batman.
Yeah,
like right now he's just like realized the movie he's in and he doesn't want to be in that kind of movie.
hey, look, he looks like a parademon. So I'm trying to remember. I think that Freeze wants Diamonds to power a machine to hold the city hostage to get money for funding.
I was gonna say, doesn't like his weapons all power on diamonds?
Yes, but I mean, like, okay, they have laser guns. He has this
That's a heat ray. Okay.
So wouldn't they have no oxygen at this point?
Bat bomb.
Well, that's the part I like about, which again is the 60s movies aspect of the Batman Forever starts with Schumacher. Because
New toy, Batman, Robin, surfing sky figures.
Oh, that is some.
Oh yeah, the bomb is absolutely a figure.
Also, Mr. Freeze with a flying variant.
Yep.
That's an action figure.
I'm pretty sure that was like a Burger King toy.
That definitely was a Burger King toy.
I had all the glasses from Batman Forever.
Yeah, I also had a glass from Batman Robin.
Yeah, they did like commemorative back in the day commemorative glasses.
I actually have like a very
I miss commemorative glasses at like restaurant fast food places. So
Did he just kill Mr. Freeze?
I actually have a very vivid memory of there was like a promotion for Batman and Robin at Taco Bell. And you would get like Pogs.
Oh, Pogs. Okay, I like that Robin's is a Robin. And it's red.
Yeah.
I don't like how it comes out like Spider-Man.
Like,
I miss the grappling gun.
I don't care what super suit you have. You fall, even if you freeze the ground below you with ice, you will blow out your legs.
Well, I think
he made it snow. I think it was snow.
Pushing him up.
Yeah. It's like a jet.
Which also is like, wouldn't that also be pushing him back if he was just firing it like normal?
No, see, he's just so strong that he's able to like hold the recoil.
Oh no.
Very nice.
If I remember, you could always see their eyes moving.
That is something Freeze says about your emotions being weak. He does say that.
I appreciate the whole "I'll kill you next time."
It should have been I'll chill you next time.
Yeah, really.
Or chill out. Go.
He definitely says chill out like later 12 times.
Oh, he does for sure.
So there's just like a hot tub he puts him in?
No, it was like the water, and then he heats it up with the heat ray.
Why wouldn't he just shoot the thing with the heat ray?
Because you could hurt the boy. You could,
That is a
shoot him.
hilarious dummy.
And that's a toy right there.
The
Frozen
Robin Frozen.
Yeah.
All right. This is like hilarious. See, this is where I think this is one of the best parts, but this is also like where the movie is extra racist. I like them trying to not make Uma Thurman look gorgeous with like moles and stuff.
Well, she's like a nerd with glasses and a ponytail.
Yeah, nerds can't be hot.
And then she's all that and she becomes Poison Ivy.
Mm-hmm. Oh, which to note, the guy who plays Skinny Bane, he is in the second X-Men movie. He's the dude in the wheelchair that has like that's Stryker's son.
By the way, also the doctor that she works with, Dr. Jason Woodrow.
Yeah, that's John Glover.
It's also the Floronic Man.
Yeah, it's a Swamp Thing villain. I believe he is in the Swamp Thing TV show.
Really?
Yes, I think he's the bad guy.
Yet.
The ununited nations.
Yes.
They're still united.
Yes, but they're all evil because they're variants of brown.
Hey, by the way, you know how Batman Robin is better than The Dark Knight Rises? They at least got a Spanish character to play Bane.
An actor. I don't know if either of the guys is Spanish.
Well, I mean, like, hey, his name is Antonio. Like, at least
the character, yes.
Yeah.
And he also looks like Bane, which
and
they don't.
And he's a luchador plus.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
And Venom comes from a gas can.
And there's
can you imagine that? Imagine he just turns into Venom.
I also love like this amalgamation of just like evil world terrorists. It's like
it's still like Benetton out of evil. I do like Glover's, like the look of Woodrow is like really fun. And this like actually like this is actually not a bad transformation.
No, it's kind of cool looking. It's cool. I think it looks cool.
Yeah. The only problem is like he's, besides the look and being muscly, he's not the Bane from the comics.
Yeah, I mean, you know, like Bane's smart, Bane's like cunning. It's, you know, it is.
Wow, I've never noticed the giant cod piece on Bane before till this moment.
Because he just pumped up. That's why.
This is kind of funny. Like, so he's basically making a Captain America.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they made Bane like the Hulk, which I think is not a bad way to go. Like, I like the veins. And the mask looks good too. I believe that guy is a wrestler.
Yeah.
Oh, I just remembered the picture that they get at the end. Not the end of like Poison Ivy and Bane coming to the States.
Welcome. I steal your venom samples, but welcome.
You have a backpack. Did they say where they were?
They were in an asylum in, I think, Brazil. It was.
Yeah. they
Okay.
show up-
So even that is more like, did he just try to kiss her or bite her neck?
Joke's on you. I'll teach middle school chemistry.
That's the loophole.
It is funny that he does this and like almost 10 years later he does Lionel Luthor.
And then decides to play
Well, this is
Strong's dad 10 years after that.
yeah. I
So
do
maybe
think
in
that
10 years, John Culver will show up in the DCU.
yeah, it's funny. It's like this is he's kind of playing an evil version of his character from Gremlins 2.
Oh shit, for guy who was in Gremlins too.
Yeah, he's literally playing like a Donald Trump character. So is she like sinking into the ground
Yeah, from like the acids.
and snakes. He knows what movie he's in too.
Oh,
Oh,
hell
yeah.
yeah. She's it up.
So even though they use their heat for, I love how they have to put in that he's an Olympic decathlete to explain how he's Arnold Schwarzenegger.
But I mean, it's like if you said like Arnold Schwarzenegger was just a scientist, you would not believe it. You have to say he's a decathlete.
Have you seen some of his other movies where they did that, like Junior, where he's supposed to be a super smart scientist? And
Oh god, Junior's so boring. Like, how is a premise like that just?
oh, because it's like a not sequel to Twins, which is awesome. See, I wish they would have actually left the white hair.
I feel like I'm watching Danny Ocean explain a heist or
Diamond
something.
enhanced lasers.
See, I just feel like this is some weird Ocean's 11 prequel. Or George Clooney's explaining that they're going to steal the diamonds out of freezers.
I feel like I remember that Clooney and O'Donnell, they're like 7 years apart, maybe. So like having him play like a authority figure is goofy.
I think it's also like the world's greatest detective doesn't realize that his butler is sick.
Yeah, he's just a shitty son. He doesn't recognize that his. I also think that Clooney's too charming to be Bruce Wayne.
No, Bruce Wayne can be charming.
But Bruce Wayne's charming is he's charming to everybody but his people close to him.
Well, he was also charming in the 60s show, which is what they might be going with here.
Yeah, but I mean, like, I think that's what Kilmer did good with Chris O'Donnell in the first one, where he's so, like, kind of aloof. Like, when he's just, like, not putting on a show. Like, I feel like Clooney can't turn off what makes him Clooney. Like, he's too Clooney all the time.
He's not emotionally like ready to be in a film like this.
No.
He thought he was going to be in he thought he was going to be Michael Keaton, and unfortunately, it's like that's not the film that he's in.
No. He's also like too happy, I think. Like, I think that's one of the things that both Keaton and Kilmer pulled off is like, looking broken all the time, or like something was wrong.
I do kind of appreciate this film is the only Batman film, like maybe of this era that does like, Alfred being like a surrogate father to Bruce. Oh, and I gotta.
Oh, look, we get to see her legs. And now my hair is red and I'm sexy. Yeah. She is legitimately just doing Eartha Kitt.
Pretty much.
How would she know this?
She's very smart.
And
Also,
the plants have talked to her, so that's how she knows.
Also, like, those things she says wouldn't make sense. Like, if her skin was chlorophyll, she should be green.
God,
it wasn't in the budget.
Well, and also this is like kind of before I feel like they started doing.
No, her
is green.
Yeah, this is post when the character is in the animated show, where I don't think she's green yet in that part of the animated show. She doesn't turn green until they do the second round.
The New Avengers, yeah.
Yeah. So she's just like bitch slapping glass.
Yeah.
Like this should be like, oh god, it's so bad.
Yeah.
This is where like if they should have had like the plants moving when she moved more. Because I feel like right now they're not explaining her. And Bane's just in the other room.
What's going on?
She's just flexing in the other room. I love it.
Oh, that is the worst fire transition effect.
I've been posing for 25 hours. Yes.
Oh god.
Oh god, and he's got the fucking polar bear slippers.
Yes.
I remember listening. It's like, all right, if he has to always be cold, why is he wearing clothes to make him more warm? Like, this is straight up like 60s TV show here. Like them trying to eat microwavable dinners. There's Vivica A. Fox. She's definitely not in a minstrel outfit. And he's smoking an ice cigar.
Oh, that is Vivica A. Fox. Oh shit!
Like Detective Comics, where they actually do the thing where like henchmen talking to other henchmen about like the benefits and negatives of working with certain supervillains. And it's like I like that the idea is like, well, the benefits with Mr. Freeze are great, but like you also like have to work in the cold all the time, which kind of sucks.
I'm trying to think what Vivica A. Fox had done, because this has got to be post-Independence Day, right?
Yeah.
This is before. Yeah, this is.
This is the year after Independence Day.
Absolutely.
I thought it was before Independence Day.
I mean,
no, year after.
Movie was like Dead Presidents, right? Or what was that movie with like her, like with Queen Latifah, and they were like bank robbers?
Let's see. After this, she does. Is it Soul Food you're talking about?
No.
She did Idle Hands as 99.
Idle Hands, the horror movie?
Yeah, she's in. You don't remember her in that? She's the hunter.
Siler's reaction was just priceless.
I have not thought about Idle Hands in years.
She was in. I forgot she's in Booty Call. Have you ever seen that?
Oh,
probably not. That is
I know
a 90s.
Booty Call. I have not seen Booty Call.
Booty Call is a 90s black comedy starring Jamie Foxx and Tommy Davidson. where they're trying to get laid, and it's Vivica A. Fox and Tamala Jones are the two women that they're trying to hook up with. Tamala Jones was in Blue Streak.
Oh, hey, Vivica A. Fox will reunite with her Batman and Robin co-star in Kill Bill Volume 1.
Oh, that is true. She's good in that, too.
Yeah, and I kind of hope that's where they leave with the possible 3 that they keep rumoring with.
I found it. Set It Off. That's the one. It's her. It's Jada Pinkett, Queen Latifah, Vivica A. Fox, and Kimberly Elise.
Yeah.
Where they are bank robbers. Didn't they basically turn this into a TV show recently? This concept of women being bank robbers.
I know the show you're talking about. I don't think it's the same series. Yeah, there she is.
Look how small he is.
Well, she's standing on a thing.
I still don't get. I guess because Gordon is not a character, but it's so weird for her to be his.
See, she runs to hug him, and if he's sick, wouldn't he just fall over immediately?
Okay, so she calls him Uncle Alfred. Does that mean one of her parents is Alfred's sibling?
Yes.
And she's
there we go, right here.
My dear sister
Yeah, they're
Margaret.
explaining it right here.
Okay. How old are her parents? Alfred's what? 80 in this?
Hey man,
Also, hold on.
Maybe
Here's my question.
Alfred's sister was, still getting it on in her 50s.
So she's 30 years younger than him?
Probably.
Here's my question: is she supposed to be British or American?
I think they said she got sent to school in America. Also, is it Bruce kind of shitty for not knowing Alfred has family?
Yeah. Isn't it odd that he didn't visit any of Alfred's relatives since Alfred adopted him?
Or that they wouldn't come visit them, the house where it's just the mansion that's just the two of them? That I've never knew about or existed or invited here ever before. I need to know
he's looking at her. He's looking at her was it not Killing Joke, the one where he just impregnates Barbara.
God, no, please. Let's not talk about that shit.
Nice.
The worst ship of Bruce Timm's life. I hate it.
Okay, so the actor that plays Alfred was born in 1916. That would make him 81 years old during this filming.
Well, maybe it's DCU Abridged, where Alfred's just basically an immortal.
Maybe he's okay. Let's be reasonable. Maybe he's 60 in this movie. His sister could have been in her 50s, and maybe she had her when she was in her late 30s, mid 40s.
Wait, wasn't that just a picture of her mom? That's in black and white.
Okay, you know what? Fuck me, man.
Her mom was a silent movie actress. Why would they just say
maybe the line of Pennyworth is just immortal Highlanders.
Why wouldn't you just say I'm his grandniece or something? Alfred never had kids, although in the comics he has a daughter, and in Batwoman he has a daughter. It's just the whole weirdness of making her related to Alfred.
In the comics?
His daughter is MI5 or something.
Okay.
Yeah, and when I think at some point he got captured in a Snyder run, and she comes in because she's there's a protocol Alfred puts in place if something happened to him for her to come in. And so she's Penny too. When he talks in the comms. In Batwoman, Bruce sent her to keep an eye on Kate, and her and Kate were our exes.
What's with that 8-ball car?
I don't know.
It was like painted to look like an 8
These
ball.
look like leftovers
People
from
have like a
the
lot of
Burton
dumb
set.
shit, you know.
I mean, like, here's the thing. Like, also, Gotham has a lot more character to it than like maybe Gotham in like
Anything else?
the Nolan or the Snyder verse.
Well, because it has that like very Art Deco. This is hilarious. I love Bane in like the Thing / TMNT cosplay, like hiding himself.
And he's a chauffeur.
He knows how to drive. He's a very nice guy.
Yeah, the guy playing jacked up Bane is Jeep Swenson. He was the Ultimate Solution. Was his wrestling name?
Ooh, that's a bad name.
What was his real name? Jeep?
Jeep, Jeep, like
That
the car.
Rules. That guy was born to wrestle.
The other things he's been in are
JEP is Shep.
Yeah, it's JEEP.
That's EAP?
No, JEEP.
Like the car.
Like the car.
Oh my god.
Right? That's what I'm hung up on.
I was like, JEP? That's Shep.
Oh, holy shit. When did this movie come out?
97.
97.
Yeah.
What month?
Probably summer.
Give me a second.
Because Jeep died in August of 97.
This came out in June.
Oh, wow. Like, right before.
Wait, who's this girl?
That's Elle McPherson. And the one with the glasses is Gossip Gertie.
I do want to point out there's a song in this movie from the Smashing Pumpkins that won a Grammy.
Oh, yeah, it's the song they reused in Watchmen, I think.
The end is the beginning is the end.
Yeah, it's the song. It's an amazing fucking song, and it gets reused in a much better way in Watchmen. And Elle McPherson is playing Judy Madison.
I'm glad you were able to escape.
I'm looking at this guy, Jeep Wilson. So Ultimate Solution was after they changed his name. Do you want to guess what it was originally?
I don't.
Holocaust?
Oh, no.
You're closer. They had to change it because of protests from Jewish groups.
I don't doubt that.
It started off, I'll tell you, Solution was still in it.
Yeah? What was the first word?
Final?
Yep.
Yep. Yeah, it was.
Apparently he had a
Everyone's just like, we rely on two men to protect our city, not the police officers, but two men.
Okay, so
I also like the idea that now, like, crazy Pamela Ivy, Poison Ivy wrote like a 50-page like proposal to present to Bruce Wayne. She's like, this will get Bruce Wayne.
Well, that's what happened in Forever with Nigma, Riddler.
Yeah.
Well, but Nigma also went crazy because he gets fired by the other guy because he's like experimenting or he does something weird. But like in this, just like that, like Bruce isn't like denying the villain. But apparently Jeep Swenson died of a heart attack. He was over 400 pounds, and the doctor said they couldn't do anything for him because he was so big.
Oh my god.
I'll give you the cake.
It's like really funny because, like, I mean, this is all Heart of Ice.
Yeah, which that's what I said. Like his makeup and contacts are awesome. I like him out of the suit; looks great. And the Mr. Freeze character was not this way like not a cool character until the animated show.
A cool character, you say?
Ooh,
Yes.
very nice.
I actually buy him more in this blue makeup than I do in these like at-home movies. Which also, this is my favorite movie trope, I think, of the 80s and 90s. Who is shooting these movies?
I mean, I assume that that's all wedding footage.
Okay, I just noticed. Did you notice the codpiece on the henchman?
No.
If they cut back to him, look at his crotch. Okay,
I mean, like
It's
everyone has cod pieces in this movie.
Yeah, but he had a skull on his.
Yes, it was a giant Spawn level skull.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah.
This is
yikes.
this is oh boy.
This did not age very well.
When the only black characters who have shown up in this movie are in this scene so far, it's not
performing
good.
Performing for all the rich white people. Like, I feel like if you did this, oh look, there's a black rich person.
Yeah. Oh hey.
Wait. So wait, Batman and Robin are showing up to this gala?
Yeah, they're celebrities.
Yeah, because costume vigilantes who hide in the shadows, don't you know? They
know. Literally, Commissioner Gordon is handing
the
them...
Heart of ISIS?
Well, this is back before ISIS. This was ISIS is a DC villain. Is she even exist yet? No, because she doesn't come around till Final Crisis, right?
No, ISIS is like a classic era DC character.
Okay.
There was like a TV show for ISIS in the 70s.
Oh yeah, that's right. Also, not just are there, now we have gorillas in the scene. And they're also bidding on women. Oh, the Asian one.
Yeah.
I actually kind of like these goofy gorilla costumes. I do know that the person playing Gossip Gertie, her only 2 acting credits are in this and Batman Forever, and she's Joel Schumacher's friend. Is this gorilla doing a seductive dance?
Yeah, man. I mean, like, I don't want to like say anything, but like, this is like pretty seductive.
I do have to say that Uma Thurman is a smoke show in this movie. But I also think that's like everybody in this movie.
I've never heard the term smoke show. Like, what does that mean?
Really?
What?
Really?
No.
That's my first time hearing that too.
Huh. Okay. Interesting.
That is definitely a term to refer to somebody being so hot that they're smoking.
Man, I'm ridiculous. I'm actually gonna write down smoke show, and I'm gonna like put that in a write-up at some point.
It's a good word.
Oh, this music is... I usually don't... I'm a person that doesn't notice music often in movies. This music is horrendous right now. Alright, this costume is good for this movie.
Yeah. I think her hair could be better, but like, yeah, it's not
it's not a horrible wig, but it's fine. I also think that she is the right choice to play this character. Like, I buy Uma Thurman being both Uma Thurman hot and smart.
Yeah.
Because I can't remember when, but there was talks that I think they wanted Megan Fox to play. At some point, she was in talks to do something as Poison Ivy. I was like, that is the dumbest choice I've ever heard.
Well,
because I can't believe Megan Fox to be a scientist.
I mean, Megan Fox did not exist at this point.
Not for this. Something like 7 or 8 years ago.
This would have been Nolan verse, like which seems like
No.
very fake casting.
It was post Nolan verse when they were thinking about rebooting stuff. At this point in the city, wouldn't you think everybody who wears a costume that's not Batman and Robin is a villain?
Yeah.
Also, if I remember correctly, I think it's this movie. We'll get to it when we return to Alicia Silverstone in 25 minutes. Isn't Coolio in this movie? Yes, he is. Okay.
Oof.
Oh, good. I've returned to the funniest part of the whole movie.
I think her portrayal would age better if she wasn't doing an Eartha Kitt impression.
I don't think it's entirely Eartha Kitt, but it's channeling Eartha Kitt.
Yeah, it's
Eartha Kitt as a basis.
Yes. That guy has also been in a ton of stuff.
I'll borrow it from you.
Oh my god.
Yes!
Fantastic.
Never leave the Batcave without it. Oh god. So if Freeze doesn't break in...
Oh, there's another toy.
What happens? No, it's the same one from the beginning.
Oh, okay.
They just continue to one-up each other until all their fortune's gone.
Yeah.
But, what's her goal?
Get as much money as possible, and then fuck off?
I do like the idea that it's we're gonna team up the ice guy with the forest person. And it's the duality of the two.
I do think her thing at the end makes sense when she's hey, you'll freeze the whole planet, and once everybody's dead, and we'll warm it back up, and then it's all good for plants. And that part makes sense to me. But this is also during the time in comics when... Why is that thing neon? When she's not at all, anti-hero... I feel like she's only a villain at this point in the comics.
Yeah. I'm not super familiar, but I feel like...
Wow. Mr. Freeze has mad hops.
I feel like also around this point is Ivy and Harley being in the animated series, being gal pals, and that's the slow turn for them.
Yes,
and unfortunately
for both of those characters, yeah.
And unfortunately, it takes a little while in the comic sphere, but by the time 8-10 years rolls by, Ivy's kind of become who she is, and Harley becomes who she is. And I think it's also for the better, because I think Ivy and Harley is being in a relationship as is a far better place for those characters than being Joker's girlfriend, eco-terrorist.
Wait, so that thing? I'm sorry. I agree with you. Just realizing that thing Robin threw before is a serving tray, and that is also neon.
Yep.
In case you haven't noticed, it's all neon. Even the nipples.
The nipples, every time I look, they're so much more pronounced than I remember. I always thought that they were just kind of nipple bumps, but they have they're full areolas.
Yeah, every time you look at them, they grow a centimeter.
I feel like the commissioner going to be how the fuck am I supposed to do that? Give me one of your heat guns. There's... I do think there's a lot of face acting between...
I love this costume. This costume's so...
It's a gorilla.
It's just being in a monkey costume.
Monkey work.
See, like these designs of Gotham are fucking awesome.
It's
Like this
Yeah.
hyper gothic design, and I like the cars and everything. And like that's the thing that I like is and that's the Burton aspect that's still carrying over. I don't think that has anything to do with Schumacher or Goldsmith.
I think it's like part of the Schumacher like aesthetic, at least. Though it's like, hey, like this guy did some films before me. I'm going to take the things that he did that I do really like and incorporate them into my film. Because it's like one of those things where it's like, if he did it forever and it didn't show up in Batman Robin, like that'd be one thing, but it shows up within both of his films.
That's also a good name for his motorcycle. Yeah, he also almost kills him by doing this.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really irresponsible. Maybe
I actually like that. I like that guy's mask too. That one henchman has a cool mask.
I also like the idea that like Batman just does not trust Robin.
Well, that's a comic book thing, and I like it, especially like
Sure, but I think like for this film though, I think that's like kind of a net positive for like the story of this movie.
well, which makes sense when they're trying to build him to do his own franchise.
Yeah.
Well, the first one was about him gaining his trust, but like it carried over in the second one.
Well, it would work. It would feel more or like make more sense if he was like 14 or 15 in the first one and like 18 here, not 22 in the first one and 27 here or whatever it is. That's what doesn't make sense. It's like he's almost 30, he's 27 and Bruce is 32. All right, that was a good shot, I would have to say, with like where you only could see the eyes of Batman.
Yeah.
But I think in daylight,
Actually, I really like this, by the way.
this plot point.
Yeah, like the whole entire, not necessarily like the thing of like the poison ivy thing, but the idea that it's like Robin wants to be a partner and Batman just sees him as a sidekick, and it's like keeping him under his thumb.
And I also think Chris O'Donnell's doing so much more in this than Clooney's giving him nothing.
Yeah. And I also like the fact that he's just like, yeah, it's your house, your rules. Yes, you're my ward. I adopted you.
He should be.
You're only 5 years younger. Yeah, you're 5 years younger.
You adopted me when I was 25 years old. I do think in that scene also you see the problem of the cowl, because Chris O'Donnell's able to do so much like acting with being able to move his head and his face. And as little as Clooney is doing, he's doing even less because of the cowl. But I do think after the Affleck portrayal, they basically have figured it out. They're like, oh, you build like 4 different suits and you just CG whatever you can.
I really like this Alfred.
Yeah.
Yeah, he has like a level of gravitas that like builds like great for this character. And the fact that he's been in all 4 movies.
Yeah. And yeah, it totally helps that you've seen him, span over like 4 films.
That was terrible.
That was bad.
This FM.
I do think that like if it was
That's like some Sega CD like FMU shit.
I'm pretty sure I can do better than that right now. But I feel like this scene would be better, and it's not Clooney's doing bad work in this scene, because I definitely think it's one of the things. Again, I think his style of acting, he does a lot of face stuff, and when he's behind the cowl, it's to his detriment.
So I just want to point out the guy who plays Alfred here has been in a bunch of Hammer horror movies.
Oh, okay. Can I just pause? That was the slowest hip, whatever toss thing I've ever seen.
Yes. Oh, he was in an episode of Young Indiana Jones Chronicles.
Oh, with what's his name? Phoenix. River Phoenix.
No, Sean Patrick Flannery, the TV show.
I think it's like, I think it's like also like kind of sad that like the most like detested Batman film amongst fans is like the one that has Batgirl in it, and like really I feel like it, you know, it's like kind of time for Batgirl to return within one of these movies.
This is her. This is the only live action Batgirl we have gotten, which is insane. We have gotten a second. We've gotten two other Robins. Because we got there's two different Robins in Teen Titans.
Well, I mean, I was gonna say, well,
I'm not counting the other one. No, fuck that movie.
Are you not talking about
JGL? No, I'm not talking about JGL. No, we get Dick Grayson and Jason Todd in.
Because like, don't you? Because I was gonna say, like, don't you know that his nickname is also Robin?
No, that's his real name.
Oh yeah.
Wait, does that cop have an eye patch? Is that Jesse Ventura?
That cop does have an eye patch.
And I think the other guy's Jesse Ventura.
Yes.
Which, yeah, that is Jesse Ventura. Oh, those are both of Arnold's friends. The other guy is Ralph Moeller. You would remember him. He's in Gladiator. I believe he's the guy in the tiger mask. He's in Universal Soldier. He's in Cyborg. He's one of those 80s action guys that's like in a ton of movies. That Arnold was in. Oh, he's in Best of the Best too. He's also in the TV series that is the reason why Fox owns the X-Men for forever before they disappeared. He was in Mutant X. This Bane costume is hilarious. It's so dumb, but it's so dumb but hilarious. That's the action figure variant.
The Turkish bath? Do not enter?
Well, the Turkish baths were
ravers.
So they're ravers also wearing lucha masks? Or is that face paint?
Yeah, they're great. I love them.
I forgot these guys. They look awesome. It's more neon, but they look cool as fuck. This is like ICP. I feel like they should see Bane and be like, holy shit, it's our god.
Just hits a button and it's just like, and here's the steroids.
At least these guys know what movie they're in.
Yeah, at least these guys.
I was
gonna say, I do like their makeup effects.
It looks good. Like, this is a scene where, like, oh, I would get like this like weird streaking like in this neon face paint because the Insane Clown Posse exists at this point and it's just them in neon. It is weird that like this is also our only live action Poison Ivy, and she has done nothing Poison Ivy to this point except for kiss a guy to death.
I mean, like if you like kind of like look at it, like the only female character or like the only female villain that showed up in any Batman film to the current day is Catwoman, and that showed up in The Dark Knight Returns.
True. Well, except in the TV, in the Batwoman show, there's been like a bunch of characters.
I mean, yeah, sure, but like
in the films, yes, you're right, Catwoman, which they never call her Catwoman. Okay, this is better. now she's actually doing. It looks terrible, but at least it's plant stuff. That was a funny Dutch angle, which reminds me of the TV show again. I guess that's like the thing is like Schumacher was making his version of the TV show with a bit of the aesthetics of the previous films.
Mm-hmm.
It is also insane. I keep like, oh, we get to see Elle McPherson again. Like,
oh yeah, and it's just like, it's like she's just like another like romantic lead for, you know, Bruce.
Well, she's also less involved in the plot than any of the other ones.
Yeah, which is like kind of a problem.
Yeah, because in all the other three movies, they are integral parts of the plots. Although Nicole Kidman, why she's integral is questionable at best.
Because she's Nicole Kidman.
Nicole Kidman, yes. But at least she's like, it makes sense for like, oh, the GCPD brought in a profiler. Okay, that makes sense. You're dealing with a city of 1 billion, like all these crazy people.
If I were like objectively, I think like a lot of this movie has been a lot of fun so far. Like if I were to just be like a negative so far, I think it's like this Bruce, whoever this character is relationship, I think is kind of a negative so far.
It's really so far the worst part of this movie is Clooney.
Yep.
I do think though. The problem is you have to compare it to the other three, and I still think the other three are more interesting to watch.
Yeah. I would say that, like, and you know, as someone who has not seen Forever in a long time, like, I've seen enough of Forever to know that, like, objectively, Forever is a better film than this.
Yeah, and like, it's weird, but like, Forever kind of has better actor, like it has better actors in it, but they're also trying to do a different movie, which I think is the difference. Is like Forever is closer to the other two in tone, and this one is a cartoon. Oh, here's where we get to see Coolio and his Neon Gang, which I'm pretty sure Coolio is playing Schumacher's version of the Scarecrow. We have to watch. I'm pretty sure they reference him as being the Scarecrow.
Coolio as the Scarecrow is like a really. Oh, and like you have like the Clockwork Orange people.
There he is.
But yeah, like, Coolio as Jonathan Crane is like a really funny '90s casting that I would kind of be into.
That seems like the most sexually aggressive casting I've ever.
Yeah, everybody's allowed in race wars. Wait a minute.
Was this Fast and Furious? Is Dom going to show up?
I would say like this is definitely like more SN there's an S&M team. Oh, she has an Angel and he has a Robin. Wait, is that a gang dressed up like Clockwork Orange?
Yeah, man.
Yes, Sparks.
Man, this is some good pod racing.
I was bring that up too.
Bike racing.
They're going so slow though.
Yeah, they're trying to.
Are they going so slow, or is the frame rate on our computer screen slowing down?
No, I'm watching like the regular one. It's very slow.
Okay.
I feel like this is them being like, oh, you guys, they did this run, and they're like, oh, you're going too fast. Can you guys go like slower, and then we'll speed it up on camera because you're going too fast for our cameras to catch it. And then it just doesn't look right when you do that. Because it looks like they're going like 7 miles an hour. Also, you wouldn't be able to hear each other, which I think is a bad movie trope in general. Oh, look, it's Shaggy Graffiti. That's a movie that's on HBO Max.
What movie?
Scoob.
Okay.
I think that was graffiti of the Joker on that wall.
Nicholson or someone else?
I think it was just like generic, like Joker.
Okay. How about this throbbing house music?
Yeah. What's weird is like the Forever and this had like big singles, like gigantic singles, but then the rest of the soundtrack is so forgettable.
I mean, Batman and Robin had no Kiss from a Rose.
No, the song from the Smashing Pumpkins is it, and it's really good. It's so good that Warner Brothers reused it for The Watchmen, where it's gotten more famous.
What? That song is in this movie?
That song's from this movie.
That song's from this movie.
I've not heard it yet.
I'm guessing, yeah, the end is the beginning.
It's like a credit song.
Yeah, the other songs are, oh man. First is Look Into My Eyes by Bone Thugs and Harmony, Gotham City by R. Kelly.
Yeah. Well,
Oh no. Oh
no.
no. No,
Something
thank
by a song by DJ, Revolution by REM, Foolish Games by Jewel. Wow, this is so 90s.
Oh my god.
Lazy Eye by Google Dolls.
Wait, I'm going to the soundtrack right now. I gotta see this.
The Pumpkin song is on here twice. It's on the soundtrack twice.
Moaner. Oh god. Or no, the end is the beginning is the end, where this one is the beginning is the end is the beginning. So.
Oh, I'm sorry, they're different. So the first one, yeah, is the end is the beginning is the end. The second one's the beginning is the end. Oh god.
God, that's gonna like break my head.
Yeah, and I believe
This hit number 5 on the US Billboard 200, the soundtrack. That's crazy to me. Well, if you go watch the show Pennyworth, you'll understand why he's still at the house.
but I like this idea of like a family member would be like, what the shit? Like my uncle has been like taking care of this family and like no one gives a shit about him. He's been in your house.
And like and I mean, like, to go back to the beginning, it's like Bruce had no idea that, Barbara even existed.
This movie makes Bruce to be like so egotistical and narcissistic.
Is her name Barbara? Am I?
Yes, her name is Barbara
Wilson.
Whatever. Yeah.
Can tell what?
I can't believe it. I'm so surprised.
Okay,
by the way,
I'm looking at the Wikipedia for the filming, and some of these comments are awesome. So,
yeah, I always kind of like thought like George Clooney was like an okay Bruce Wayne, but he's like not even like an okay person in this movie. It's like a lot of the things he has to kind of say in this movie is just like not great.
Okay, this is strangely a really good scene for this character.
Yeah.
The idea of him making this.
He loves his wife.
Yeah. I always thought like it's a cartoon, but this is actually like Arnold doing this is doing good work.
And it's shot well. It looks cool.
Like his facial expressions are good.
It is Jesse Ventura.
Yeah.
I need Eric to come in here with his Jesse.
Oh my god.
Who let her in?
Also, the fuck is going on? This is the worst costume because she has like 7 costumes in this movie. This is the worst combination.
Yep.
Oh my god! And Jesse Ventura is doing.
I'm not kissing Jesse Ventura. I'm not kissing this other guy. I'll kiss George Clooney though.
So some of the comments. Chris O'Donnell says it felt like everything got a little soft the second time. On Forever, I felt like I was making a movie. The second time, I felt like I was making a kids commercial. John Glover, who we talked about, who played Woodrow, said Joel would sit on a crane with a megaphone and yell before each take. Remember, everyone, this is a cartoon.
It was a Riddler costume, Two-Face costume.
I mean, like, I think that's like also indicative of like Schumacher, like knowing or like having to deal with like the producers and the heads at DC wanting a certain, aesthetic for their film. And it's like, what's Joel Schumacher going to do at that point?
Oh my god, this is hilarious. So O'Donnell said despite hanging out with Schwarzenegger, they never shot on the same day. They never shot together.
Wait, how is that possible?
Everything that's the two of them, one of them is a stand-in.
That's funny.
Schwarzenegger and who?
O'Donnell.
Oh,
and they taught Alicia Silverstone how to ride a motorcycle for this movie. What's funny is this version of Bane, to me, is less offensive than Dark Knight Rises.
Yep.
I'm back, by the way.
The fire rises.
Also, what's funny is, like, is Uma Thurman that goddamn tall?
No, Arnold Schwarzenegger is just that normal sized.
I don't know. I feel like Schwarzenegger is a pretty tall dude.
He's really not a big dude. He's like 5'8", I think.
That's insane. There's no way I'm taller than Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Could you imagine?
Because then that means at this point, I know he's like 80 years old and had 4 heart attacks, and I could take him in a fight. Yeah, Connor, he's 6'2".
I take it back. I'm thinking of Tom Cruise. That's my fault.
Yes, Tom Cruise is like 5'5". And Stallone is like 5'5". And I know that because my dad ran into him in New York going to like a play, and my dad is 5'1", and Stallone was, he said, barely taller than him.
And for what it's worth, Uma Thurman is just that tall. She's 6 feet.
Yeah,
and
so she.
Meatloaf.
Wait, Meatloaf was there?
He called Bane Meatloaf.
He called Bane Meatloaf.
Okay, how did they survive this? Oh, okay, well maybe we'll see it. Oh, it's a river.
Oh, look at all those guards just perfectly bouncing on each other.
But the thing is, like, every time we see shots of the architecture, it's awesome. Like, I love it.
I also get, like, you can't do it within, like, 1997 low budget, but, like, also at the same time, it's like, how do you do Poison Ivy and she can't control plants?
That's why, like, I feel like they shouldn't have done that character. But I feel like because there were 2 villains in Returns and then Forever, they had to do at least 2, and this one they did 3. And they had to do another woman because there wasn't one in Forever.
And it's like, what other Batman villain exists? Like, well, we're not doing League of Assassins. We can't do Talia.
Or
Lady Shiva. Well, like, who is super popular, who was in the original show. We'll do Poison Ivy. But we'll not do, like, really any of the things Poison Ivy does except for kiss people.
And wear green. Yeah. But why are they showing him that at Freeze's hideout?
I have so many questions.
This picture is the greatest thing ever, where it's there, Casablanca. I do think it is weird, like, the way they decided, because it's the same guy in all 4 movies, why they decided to make Gordon, like, a bumbling idiot in this universe.
Because I feel like also Gordon in this movie is the same Gordon from like the
Okay.
original, like
Yeah.
Adam West Batman.
Okay. I don't know why, but is it just me, or is, like, because it's the foam sculpted stuff. Robin's looks so much better than Batman's. And Robin also has the phrase I will not mention in his molded suit. I actually say, like, the wife looks good. I don't know. How do you guys feel about the special effects so far in this movie? I feel like they're not terrible.
Not
They're-
terrible.
no, they're not
They
bad
have
at all.
practical
It's like
within as
not
well.
bad.
I do not hate them, I'll be honest.
Because I think the wife in that tank, like, that's obviously a dummy, doesn't look bad. And I do always want you guys to look out for the foam molded suits on O'Connell and
O'Donnell and
O'Donnell and Clooney. Like, they're different, and I think O'Donnell's is better.
yeah, O'Donnell's has way more, like, it does more with less.
Yeah.
You know, as someone who lived in Alaska for all their life, like I can't imagine how cold it is to where everyone's like, my lungs are freezing. Because like I lived in 60 below weather and I survived. Oh, just the bees.
Ha, get it? Get it?
I know, like, they would never do it, but how awesome would it have been if in this movie, Bane just broke George Clooney's back, and the rest of the movie is, like, him having to teach Robin how to, like, step up.
Oh, and like Robin is the Azrael, like,
Yes.
role. That's such a good idea.
I'd watch that.
Yeah, but, like, in this universe, I feel like that could have, like, with all their arguments, like, her costume, this costume is just lazy. She's just in, like, a spandex suit with gloves that have painted fingertips. And she had, like, the cone things on the top of her head are so weird. So Robin's dead there, right?
Oh, does every poison ivy
Wow.
actually
At the
come with
line.
Bane?
I would hope so.
Hey, look, that's a really good shot of the bat nipples. Oh, the hands. All right,
Ooh.
that's the first time we've gotten, like, a close-up on Bane, and it looked bad.
Also, by the way, guys, Bane action figures only come with Poison Ivy because Poison Ivy action figures actually don't sell because female action figures don't sell on their own, so we have to sell them.
All right, Cartoon Network, calm down.
Hey, look, Commissioner Gordon saved everybody. Also, there's a switch that turns it from hot to cold, like a literal switch on the wall.
Yeah,
that says-
doesn't every museum
Why
have
would-
that switch?
I don't know why Mr. Freeze would have a switch like that.
Why did he do that? Why did he wait?
He just big booted the shit out of, like, one dude, and it, like, dominoed 17 other guys.
Fair.
Pretty much.
These Bane hands are terrible.
I really wish they would have sold Bane hands like they did Hulk hands.
Hulk hands. She's literally wearing a spandex suit with, like, kitchen gloves that have, like, pink fingertips.
Like, literally, Poison Ivy can control nature, and she can do whatever she can with it. And the only thing she can do in this film is just kiss people and pheromone people.
Yeah, her power is making you want her.
Yeah, it kind of sucks. And this is the thing that like kind of sucks about like Adam West era Poison Ivy.
That was kind of weird. So when they pulled away, he like licked his lips.
I mean,
that is actually a good argument to have.
Batman does have some real issues with women.
Is that what is that he dumped him in?
Nickelodeon slime.
Yeah, I was gonna say it looks like Nickelodeon slime.
It looks like paint.
Yeah, this is a gag factor.
I like how there was an actual like safety, like OSHA style exit sign for Bane. It literally looks like he's in a green version of the slime from Ghostbusters 2.
I'm
Solo.
Nightwing.
I'm gonna call myself Nightwing, and I'm gonna stop in Bloodhaven.
I'm gonna take my cape off.
And I'm gonna have blackjack and hookers.
And Bloodhaven, the most 90s sounding town of all time.
Hey, it's a city they've mentioned 25 times in the CW universe. I think they showed it in a couple episodes too. Hey, it's Elsa.
Like, this shit sucks. Like, it's like, what reason would Poison Ivy need to like kill like Freeze's wife?
None.
Other than being like, oh, like I'm a woman and there's only one place for a woman and I'm number one.
And her like that jacket is ridiculous.
That jacket's great. I don't know why she.
Wait, where did the sunglasses come from? So, I do want to say, like, I think Uma Thurman's a good actress, but, like, as big as Arnold is, when he does these scenes, when he's, like, going small, he is doing some good work.
No, he's great.
That CGI here is bad, but, like, I actually like it freezing and breaking off. That's a good idea. But, like, she is, like, should just have a fake mustache to twirl.
No, I think of all the people involved in this movie, like Arnold Schwarzenegger is like doing his best. I think he's like having a lot of fun. I think he has a lot of good lines, and he's having a lot of fun.
And his like the two scenes where he's like being like internal, he pulls off.
I do think that he definitely sounds like he like relish in like kind of chewing scenery and going against like he's always the hero in every one of his movies, so most of every one of his movies.
Oh yeah, since he broke, yeah.
So he probably relished being a villain.
After Terminator, the first one, was the last time he was like a villain.
Yeah, so he probably relished in being a villain again.
But I also see why he has top billing. Hey, it's a little shop of horrors.
Feed me, Seymour.
Feed me.
It's literally a plant with a bad animatronic snake head on it. Like it's a little snake head.
I love it so much. I want that on my office desk or on my desk right now.
Like Uma Thurman's only acting at a 15, and Arnold's actually has like levels.
You're either chewing up the scenery in every scene, like certain actors, Arnold being one of them, or you're just kind of trying to get a paycheck. And there's no in between in these movies.
And Clooney's doing the opposite of Uma Thurman. Like Uma Thurman she's at a 15 and Clooney's at a 2. And I actually think O'Donnell and Alicia Silverstone are pretty good in this. Like for what they're able to do. Because this is, Alicia Silverstone's third scene?
I believe so.
Yeah, fourth, I think.
Third or fourth, because she has, like, the 10 seconds where she judo flips Robin. And it's like, oh, that's my fake dad. That's, like, my real dad. I'm gonna leave.
Dick, don't push me. I just like that sentence. I don't know why.
Where is the line?
He's off to Bloodhaven. Thank Christ.
Oh,
See, I think all that
there's
would
a
have
line in
worked.
this movie where it's like she tried to kill you, Dick.
Yeah, like I feel like he's like Clooney's giving him nothing though.
Yeah.
Like he's literally giving him nothing. And I think like maybe I have to watch Forever again, but like I feel like him and Kilmer had like good chemistry. And
Is that a promise? Are you going to watch Forever at some point?
I think at some point that's a thing, but like
Immediately though.
I think Clooney has no chemistry with anyone in this movie.
No, yeah, I would totally agree with that. Like, either as like Batman and Bruce Wayne, like we've seen enough where it's just like he's had that like the sad realization that he's not in the film that he thought he was, and he like instantly just not want to be a part of any of this.
Yeah, you look so like your mother from 70 years ago. Okay, I'm married to a scientist, and no one ever goes to galas for anything like this. Like galas like this don't exist.
But they can exist in a cool gothic like Gotham, you
I
know?
was gonna say,
Yeah.
it's like it's Gotham City. Anything that has to deal with Bruce Wayne, like a bunch of people always show up for it.
I actually I'm now seeing her again. I feel bad for Elle McPherson in this movie. Because like she should just not even be in this movie.
Yeah, like it's like honestly, I don't know why Bruce Wayne has a love interest in this movie.
So her powers aren't even hers. She makes them.
Yes.
I did not realize that till this scene. Wait, so the back signal's location is not knowledge?
Yeah, you would think you would know it from where
Looking up in the
goes
sky.
north. Yeah.
This is way too dramatic. I feel like this is a trailer shot.
Oh, 100%.
And I think this movie also suffers from, and I think it's something they actually do in the other three movies, of Bruce doing any minimal detective work. I don't mind that line. But like, how is Bruce being resistant to her thing besides just being Batman?
I like that, like, Commissioner Gordon in this movie is basically Commissioner Gordon and the Harley Quinn series.
Oh, yeah, he's just like
a bumbling idiot. Revenge!
and she's wearing glasses now because The password, your name. This is a terrible 90s movie trope right here.
Enter password Batman.
Oh, so now Bruce is going to act like he gives a shit after he went to a gala for no fucking reason.
Yeah. Oh, hey, dog. I didn't know you were so sick.
Yeah, I'm trying to think, like, besides the Ocean movies, is there a Clooney movie that I really like?
Oh, brother, where art thou? Burn
Yeah,
after reading.
Caesar.
Three
Well,
Kings.
I guess, is it only comedies, though?
Gravity.
Three Kings is Gravity is not good.
I don't like Gravity, but
I
that's
like Gravity.
Three Kings is great.
yeah.
Three Kings is really good.
I haven't seen that in forever.
He
Set
directed
It Off
it.
is good.
He directed it.
Or no, not Set It Off. Out of Sight.
He
I don't
directed.
remember that one.
Good Luck is a good movie.
Because, like, the newer stuff, like, I haven't seen Tomorrowland. I've only seen Descendants.
Don't watch Tomorrowland.
I've not seen Tomorrowland. I've heard Tomorrowland. It's very bad.
Don't.
I'm
It's
gonna put my
bad.
dad on blast. He loves Tomorrowland. He's seen it like 1,000
I've heard mixed things on it. Like, I saw Descendants when it first came out. It's whatever.
Maybe Tomorrowland is a future
I've
film.
heard that Michael Clayton and Up in the Air were good.
I don't remember if I've seen Michael Clayton.
Oh, I liked him in The Descendants. That was a good movie.
Yeah, I've only seen that one time. And that's just like, I think that's just like a very well written movie, so it's hard to, like, not be good. And Oh Brother, We're Out Thou, he's also like with great actors, you know, with a great fucking script.
And Fantastic Mr. Fox.
It's a
Yeah,
bad
but that's a voice acting thing.
Still, it's a George Clooney movie.
Yes, that's true. That's a what's his name movie too, right?
Wes Anderson, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm looking. It's like besides the Ocean movies, like
From Dusk Till Dawn.
yeah, it's a Rodriguez thing. Like, I don't know. I guess I never like think of him as doing anything serious because I think the problem is in these movies you need Batman/Bruce to be the ultimate straight man, and he's not good in this doing that.
Can we talk about how the word peg has brought on a whole new meaning in the 21st century, and Alfred is now into some very interesting stuff?
I mean, Peg is not Karen.
That's fair.
Because I mean, like when I think Peg, I think like it could be my generation, but I think when I hear Peg, I think
Peg Bundy.
Peggy Hill.
Okay.
I think Peggy Hill or Peg Bundy.
I'm
Yeah.
looking also at George
Yes.
Clooney as a director, and I like two of his movies.
Oh,
Confessions of a Dangerous Mind with Sam Rockwell and Good Night and Good Luck.
so did you ever? I've never heard of this till now. What the next movie was supposed to be called?
Batman Unchained.
Yeah, that's actually an interesting name. And it is funny, like
There it is. Sorry.
I like the idea of them like James. Like I feel like James Bond is the only series that has done the James Bond thing of replacing actors and never addressing it.
I mean,
Without-
Doctor Who, but like, I know what you mean.
As a TV show, I'm like, they were kind of playing with the idea of doing it in this.
No. Imagine he just says no.
Oh,
That's such
okay.
a cool observatory.
So I'm reading some of the trivia. Apparently, Schumacher and Kilmer did not get along well, and Schumacher did not want him back either. And he had already signed on for the Saint, so that's why he did not return. But, like him and Schumacher butted heads really bad. Oh, did you? Okay, I'm looking. Do you know what the villains would have been for the next movie?
Scarecrow, and there was one more.
Harley Quinn.
The fuck?
And they would have other villains appear as hallucinations from Scarecrow.
Like Joker, Penguin.
Yeah, well, there's no way they're getting Nicholson, so it would have been probably Penguin, Catwoman, like probably somebody else in the suit, and like, I'm sorry, I love him just saying bomb. It's like he's just like this, reviews for this movie, bomb. It is funny, like it was almost a decade between the two movies. Between After This and Batman Begins. And I feel like it's every time. So we're on our fourth reboot of Batman with Pattinson. This is the next one.
And possibly fifth coming up, depending.
Like, not counting the TV show, but movie-verse-wise, like, that would be our fourth universe.
Though, we might get a fifth reboot if Keaton's going to come back.
Yeah, I think it's.
Wait, that's a thing?
Did
you not hear about this?
No.
Yeah, Keaton
Yeah, but that's
came
for the
back
Flash
for,
movie. But
for
that's
Flash.
not going to happen. That movie just won't exist. It's vaporwave.
Oh, this is so... Oh, this would have actually been interesting. Apparently, the other person they were looking at, which makes sense timeline-wise, was Duchovny to play Bruce for this film.
Yeah, I could have seen it.
Because X-Files probably would have been huge at the time.
Yeah, this was a year before the movie.
Like, the first movie?
Yeah.
I actually think he would have been a good casting.
He would have been a good Bruce and Batman.
Yeah, I think because he would play the dry... Like, after, if you've ever watched Evolution,
yeah,
I feel like he basically would be that character, and it's perfect. Okay, we get one crotch shot, high heels, and a butt, and boobs.
All right, I feel like
All right.
it's an equal measure. Every gender so far has been covered.
I like the Robin thing, but the thing is, if I remember correctly, I think we get another Batman and Robin, just them suit up.
Yeah, we get the different suits.
Yeah, it's the secondary action figures. They're ice suits. Even though their regular suits come with ice skates. So, besides me and John, has anybody else watched The Death of Superman Lives?
I have not seen it.
So it is.
I own a Blu-ray and I got Schnepp to sign it before his passing.
So it is an awesome doc, if you don't know, about the making of the Tim Burton Superman movie that was going to star Nicolas Cage. All right. I actually think each progressive, sorry, jump back to the movie, progressive Poison Ivy costume is worse and worse.
I think it's the hair that always gets me.
Yeah. But, like, it is interesting to watch because Tim Burton is, like, fucking hates Joel Schumacher. Because he's like, they were so deep into pre-production. They've made I think the idea was like they were gonna have like 4 different suits for Superman. They were gonna have like a classic blue, his resurrection black, and I think there's something else, and then the like regeneration thing was gonna be this like crazy tube suit like that he would have over him.
This is a Superman thing?
Yeah.
So the other thing I read from this doc is that Christopher Walken was going to be Brainiac.
Fucking amazing casting.
Yes. But yeah, I got a picture with Schnepp and I got him to sign my Blu-ray copy before his passing, which I thought was kind of cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know if they're still making any more copies, but if you get a chance to check it out somehow, please see it. It's phenomenal.
I think I watched it. It was on demand or it was on something else.
Like, they got all the writers. They got John Peters, Kevin Smith,
Oh,
Tim
yeah.
Burton. Tim Burton was their biggest
Hey,
get.
look, another bat butt.
Yep. Oh, I love you can see how they have it like connected to the back so that it like drapes. It like doesn't fall completely down. It's like, oh, I made this thing for you to give to somebody else, but I also made you your own costume because I knew you wouldn't listen.
Hey, guess what? I'm not bi, so your parents don't work on me.
It's actually like strangely like not a bad message for a '97 film.
I mean, yeah, it is.
Also, Batman has a little like buzzsaw. Like those scenes with like Thurman doing that is just so dumb. Why would her plant eat her?
Yeah, that makes no sense whatsoever.
Wasn't that her throne? Like she was like laying in it before.
Yeah, I got bored of her, I guess.
It's
Like I did like that her legs are still moving in the background there.
It's me,
Barbara.
Barbara. I don't care about being PC.
Also, like, isn't Bat Person less PC?
Yeah, who knows, man. This movie is weird.
Also, I guess I didn't think that PC culture was starting in the was around in the mid '90s.
Pool party.
Oh, this is weird. Like in this, I know like IMDb trivia is like not always super accurate, but like Clooney opted out of being in a Green Hornet movie to play Batman. I feel like that would have actually worked well for him.
That would have worked better, but have you guys seen that Green Hornet movie that we did get?
Can we talk about how we just froze a Taco Bell?
Or this
Yes.
dog peeing.
But
Oh, it's weirdly like another movie that Kevin Smith was gonna write and direct, and then they took it like it went to somebody else.
well,
and they sort of used
his
some of
whole
it.
entire script is now a comic.
Yes, and his idea works way better, I think, than what we got.
That Seth Rogen movie's garbage. If we were talking about like pulp comic-y heroes, like those pulp figures like Lone Ranger or Green Hornet or like those kind of figures, Green Hornet's the worst out of all of them, I think. I would rather watch Lone Ranger.
Well, it's because Green Hornet's not about Green Hornet. It's about like he's supposed to be shitty. It's about Kato. Oh,
It's a
here's our
comedy.
secondary.
It happens to be a superhero movie.
Okay, so I'm sorry, I'm transferring back to the movie. So she didn't have a cow before, and now when she rides a motorcycle, she does.
Hey,
Yeah,
you gotta have a helmet.
Also, Robin has like a fan boat.
Look, they all have different
That's
toys.
another
Remember?
toy right there. They all have toys.
We stopped counting toys because there were too many of them.
So why did she jump off of her motorcycle?
Because it went boom.
No, it didn't, because she jumped back on.
Because you wanted to talk to Dick? I don't know.
Gotta dodge, I think.
Man, it's like 9:12 on the East Coast. It's 12:12 on the East Coast. I don't know.
Mr. Freeze sounds like he should be Bane when he's like, "I want the bat."
Mhm.
See,
Whoa.
there, she got rid of her cowl. And she had the mask underneath for some reason.
Yeah. Also, her batarang is fucking gigantic. So I'm looking like I did not realize like how sought after Schwarzenegger was for like comic book stuff, but it kind of makes sense. So he was offered the Hulk for the Incredible Hulk, the Lou Ferrigno show, which he turned down, which makes sense. Then he tried out for Superman in the Donner Superman movie. Obviously, he didn't get it. And they also looked at him for Bruce Wayne in the '89 Batman.
Which actor was this?
Schwarzenegger.
The fuck? What? I could see Schwarzenegger being like one of Zod's henchmen in the sequel. In Superman 2.
I think it's just like you can't find that cartoon body except for someone like Schwarzenegger, who actually also has personality, until like we get to The Rock and now Batista also in like a lesser form.
Yeah, but it's like, would you put The Rock or Batista in Batman or Man?
The Rock is supposed to play Black Adam.
But Black Adam and Batman are like two very different characters.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't know.
if Schwarzenegger like wanted to play Captain Marvel in like the mid 90s, like that would like be perfect casting. It's like,
Yeah.
this little boy becomes Schwarzenegger, which is like the 90s equivalent of like big tough boy. Like that seems perfect to me.
Yeah, there you go, John. There's your bat guns. Your grappling gun.
Yeah. Oh, she got him. Yeah. This is great.
I always remember these these scientist actors, and I feel like I've seen them in a million things. I need to look them up because, like, I feel like that Asian guy has been in a million things. Oh yeah, Michael Paul Chan. He's Data's father in the Goonies. He's been in a bunch of other movies, but the main thing I remember him from is The Closer.
I like being that shows up like Friday, like Jason in Friday the 13th.
Mm-hmm. I do have to say, for a movie that's like an hour and a half, oh no, this is a 2-hour movie. I was gonna say, this feels fucking long. So Alicia Silverstone beat Poison Ivy by like kicking her, and she just went away forever. Hey, look, they beat him just like.
Just kick his
Super easy. Kick the super easy.
It was only so easy.
It's actually hilariously basically the same way that Batman beats him in Dark Knight Rises. It's like, oh look, he has a special thing on his head. Maybe I should hit that.
I mean, like, also it's the same way in Batman the Animated Series.
But it's also, that's a cartoon. And this is kind of a cartoon.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's also kind of the same way that he beats him in Nightfall, I believe.
Yeah. Are you okay up there? I don't know.
Also, satellites don't work like this, and also he's hijacking military
What is
satellites.
this building?
It's an observatory to look at stars, but somehow has special mirrors.
Yeah, wouldn't this like fry everybody too?
Okay.
That was actually him just talking in his original accent.
I don't know if we'll get another shot of it, but like if you get a shot of the cowl, look at how the underneath the nose looks. It's so weird. I would have assumed it was just open, and it's not.
Oh, it's bad.
I like that, like the phrase just like and slow roll off. It's like hilariously just a dummy.
Yeah, it even falls like it.
Now that guy's just there with this giant cod piece that he can't lift his body up.
Yeah, the cod piece alone weighs like 100 pounds.
This bat costume is horrendous. Like the silver accents.
Yeah, they're not good.
That
Well, those are
ADR
used
is
for using
hilarious.
like real models. It looks really nice, but when they're using CGI stuff like this, that's when it starts to look bad.
Oh, well, it's not even CG. It's that
Two
blue
scientists just
screen.
died?
Oh yeah, those scientists are. Oh no, they're with Batman.
Oh
They're
no,
fine.
they're with Batman. They're fine.
I would be. See, I don't mind the gauntlet thing. The silver abs, I mind though. Those are some strong gauntlet bullets if they're like shooting through metal.
I mean, they're fun gauntlets.
Yeah, the miniatures look good when they're destroyed.
I'm a big fan of miniatures blowing up.
Also, they're saying thank you. How the fuck they get down from there?
And once the ice melts, aren't they just going to fall like 100 feet to the floor?
I mean, like, I imagine that'll be help.
Oh, that looked bad.
Yeah, that looked fake.
I'm a computer genius. I'm
Yeah,
also
wasn't he just like a circus guy?
Circus computer genius. How else you learn computer skills?
Yeah, he was like a circus guy, and his training was being a circus guy.
Yeah.
I feel like it's not great chemistry, but at least the two of them have chemistry. Like their playfulness is fun. I feel like it's again like Clooney is like on an island in this movie. And it's weird. It's weird for like a Batman movie, and Batman's the least likable and enjoyable character in it.
See, what they're not showing is the two scientists that have now just plummeted to their death.
I don't know why, but like the Batgirl and the Robin suit don't look bad compared to the Batman one.
The dog survived. It's okay, guys.
good job that dog survived. I could not live with myself if that dog died.
Yeah, turn the movie off now.
Like the silver, I'm sorry, I'm like so distracted by the Batsuit. The silver accents on the Batsuit make no goddamn sense.
They look really cool, and it's another toy.
But I'm saying, like, I don't think they look cool. I actually really like Dying Freeze. Like, it looks good. Like, his eyes, like, getting all cataracty.
There's the sample I wanted.
You got the touch. You got the power.
Again, like I feel like Clooney's delivering this like way too flat. Like I think this is actually a good speech for this movie. He's just giving no emotion to it. Buried deep beneath the snow, will you help me? Doctor.
Doctor, can you help me?
Also, isn't it convenient that your name is Victor Freeze and you became a snow guy?
It's pretty crazy. Hey, Doc, have you ever thought about how everything kind of sounds like we're from a comic book?
It's also very convenient you have the cure for this on your arm.
Hey, that's convenient where that guy was named Edward Enigma.
Like, I just wish they would call, like, I know it's like the comic stuff, like, I would love it in a movie for them to call it out. Like, wait, his name is Freeze and he turned into an ice
It's one of the
supervillain?
reasons why I love Bumblebee so much, because they called it out in Bumblebee.
I mean, like, are we gonna do this with everyone? Like, Mr. Edward Enigma becomes like the Riddler because his name is Enigma.
Or they could just do a line, people, can you please stop naming your children after, like, in ways that would turn them, that would be convenient for them to be supervillains?
But that's not even like the name. That's like a surname. You can't even like change that shit.
Well, it's his last name. You could change your last name.
I mean, like, if you're progressive enough, I guess.
Well, you can change it legally all the time, like, whatever you want. How do you think people change it when they get married?
Look, man, I'm gonna be real with you. If my last name was Enigma, I probably would not change that shit.
No, I would not.
I've been having the time of my life with that.
This is also a bad version of them doing the better scene from Batman Forever with Jim Carrey and Nicole Kidman.
It's like, I'm Batman.
That's such a good scene.
Where it's like, it's me! He just flaps his like little wings he made.
Also, why would they give him his suit?
Also, it seems very weird that they would like, well, hey, I'm not gonna like call judgment on the Gotham like police service, but like, why would you give like a male inmate all of his
female
powers to torment a female prisoner?
Okay, also, did they put an LED in Schwarzenegger's, like, inside of his mouth?
Yeah, it looks like one of those like teeth whitening things you bite down on.
Oh, that's a good point.
Which I don't like. If they figured that out, like, that's kind of like, I like the effect.
Well, there was also a scene like when he was burning on the roof and he was talking to Batman. You could see there was like some blue gel on his teeth, so there might be something to it. Now he can start.
This Bruce should turn to Alfred and say, "Oh, you're good. Go make me a sandwich."
See, we're friends now. We trust each other. I figured you could handle it. By the way, I'm evicting you from the house. Get out.
Go to Bloodhaven.
Blood.
Blood.
I can endanger one more child's life. It's fine.
Child, as in someone that's 22 years old.
Shh, child.
Also, so like, with the idea being that, like, all right, he leaves and becomes Nightwing, and now she's his sidekick.
No, they're all in it together because they're family.
Oh, dude, we're about to get my favorite shot in the whole movie.
No, your cave's pretty big down there to begin with. Just saying.
Dude, I love this.
All right, this is a good shot.
Well, it's the same shot they had from the Batman Forever that ended.
But it's like
I
you
know.
got Batgirl in it, and it's
Yeah.
fucking great.
Hell yeah, we did it.
We did it,
We did
guys.
it. This movie's good. Hey,
I wouldn't say good. It's
No,
not.
I really like that movie.
It's not horrendous.
Yes.
okay, like, are we gonna do our
Rating it.
Because I'll
Yeah.
say it right now. I think I personally would watch this. I would put this number 2 under Cats.
Yeah, for sure. That's where it's going on my list.
As much as I shit on this is a movie I have seen, I feel like 20 times plus. As dumb and bad as it is, it's very watchable to me. And I feel like I would put it over Cats. This is my number 1.
That's fair.
Okay. Yeah.
Cats is my number 1. I feel like this is at the same level as Cats, where like I really kind of enjoy both of them. I think because my number 2 currently is Blade Trinity. I think this is better than Blade Trinity.
Yes, I agree.
Yes.
God, it's so hard. I guess for right now, I like because Cats is like 2 hours, right?
Yeah, they're about the same length.
This is so hard because
Beat
okay,
for beat.
I'm gonna say Cats as number 1 still because Cats have songs and the songs are kind of catchy, and I can still have fun with that.
There is no Mr. Mistopheles or Magnificent Mr. Mistopheles.
Yeah, but what you have is all of the awesome Schwarzenegger one-liners.
No, and that is just as good.
Yeah.
She's got a point.
Hey, you do have the Mr. like the Cold Miser song in this. Sing along.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would still say Cats 1, Batman Robin 2. Even though like I think Batman Robin is like a lot of fun. I like literally like this is the most fun since Cats I've had in this podcast because I think all of us like kind of had a lot of fun with it. Like because like I feel like watching Artemis Fowl or Hellboy, or Bloodshot. I think there's like a level of
Those are also their biggest problem with all those movies.
That's there.
They were miserable and they were boring for huge swaths. What this movie, and I will put Cats in there too, is that they're not boring. And Blade is not really boring. It's just worse. And yeah, this movie, I was not bored at any point in this movie.
No.
It's more just like, oh, this is just these things they're just. Some people are making wild choices, and other people, George Clooney is making no choices.
Yeah, I think like everyone else is trying him within this movie, and if there's like one person I would to like signal out as someone who is just like the dirt worst, it's George Clooney.
Yeah, like in the past, I always thought of like, oh, like I think he gets a bad rap, but then rewatching this, I'm like, no, he's terrible.
No, he's like flat as a board.
Yeah, he actually like he definitely brings down. Like he doesn't help any scene.
Especially that last moment with Freeze. It's just so flat.
Like every scene Schwarzenegger is in is so watchable and fun. Uma Thurman gets kind of grating at points to me because it's just like it's so big in what her choice is just like such a specific thing that it gets grating to me. And then O'Donnell and Alicia Silverstone are doing fine. They're doing what they can.
They're getting by.
They tried.
I do think O'Donnell's like his couple of kind of like monologue things are good. Like the problem is like again, he's doing it against Clooney, who's giving him nothing. Like him shitting on Bruce, being like why did you do that? Why do you treat me like this? It's like it's a good idea. I don't know. I do think like the writing is also like terrible because it makes no sense. It's just set piece.
Yeah. So we talked about this before the movie started, but if you want to know what basically the films that open up on the weekend of June 20th through 22nd of 1997, Batman and Robin opened up at number 1 at 42 million, which is like kind of like not bad for.
And they paid off Schwarzenegger.
Yeah,
and then some.
Not bad. Number 2 was My Best Friend's Wedding. The Julia Roberts vehicle. Number 3 was Con Air. Number
Yeah.
One of the greatest movies of all time.
I got my butt that on Blu-ray for his birthday.
If there's like any movie that's better than Batman and Robin, it's Con Air. Number 4 was The Lost World: Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
And then
I like that one. That's the second one.
Yeah. Yep. And then number 5 was Speed 2: Cruise Control.
That is some bad movie. Willem Dafoe.
Which they ended on a film that people actually kind of like. Number 6 was Austin Powers International Man of Myth.
That's the second one?
That's
first
the
one.
first one.
Oh, okay. So it's when it was still good.
But canceled sequels during the filming of Batman and Robin. Warner Brothers were impressed with the dailies, prompting them to immediately hire Joel Schumacher to return as director for the 5th film. However, Akiva Goldsman turned down an offer to write the script in late 1996. Warner Brothers and Schumacher hired Mark Krovensky to write the script for the 5th Batman film. A projected mid-1990 film release announced. Los Angeles Times announced the film as a continuing in the same vein with multiple villains and more silliness. How Batman Unchained. Protevetsvich script had the Scarecrow as the main villain. Through the use of fear toxin, he resurrects the Joker as a hallucinogen in Batman's mind. Harley Quinn appeared as a supporting character written as the Joker's daughter. Clooney, O'Donnell, Silverstone, and Coolio were sent to reprise the roles as Batman, Robin,
Coolio,
Batgirl, and the Scarecrow. It was hoped that Jack Nicholson would reprise his role as the Joker. However, following the poor critical reception of Batman and Robin, Clooney vowed to never reprise his.
Yep. I don't understand the desire for Coolio as like an actor. Like, so Coolio would have been the main villain of the next film.
I mean, like Coolio was also like a character in Dangerous Minds, and that was like kind of a biggish role for him. So it's like, I mean, it's like silly to say like, why would you choose Coolio in a role in 2020? But like, I mean, like Coolio in Dangerous Minds is like not a bad role for like someone like the Scarecrow. I'm not like condoning it. I'm just saying I get it.
Yeah, it's weird. It's just like, also like, so is their version of the Scarecrow? So he was like running street gangs at night, and then he's a scientist during the day?
I don't know, man.
It's never explained because it doesn't need to be.
Yeah.
Just believe with your eyes.
So next time, Constantine?
Yeah, so we need to figure out, I want to read a Hellblazer and then watch Keanu Constantine.
I'm down with it.
Let's do it.
And I think that will probably take over my spot for number 1 movie.
Yeah, I haven't seen it yet, so it might be.
I haven't seen it either, so I'm curious.
Like, look, man, I don't want to presumptuously say that whatever that Constantine is better than Cats, but like, hey, I mean, we watched some low bar films.
Yeah, that movie is, especially like our horror comic stuff, is so much better. And you'll be like, oh, this is how you do that.
And I say low bar so far. Like, basically, like, my 1 and 2 of Cats and Batman and Robin, like, they're, like, not good film. But basically, like, hey, like, I think, like, Cats and Batman and Robin are my 1 and 2 so far. And of the 5 films we've watched so far, I think Cats, is, like, a fun
This is the 6th film we've watched.
But no, we watched 5. It's Cats, Batman, Robin, Blade Trinity, Bloodshot, Artemis Fowl, and Hellboy.
Really? Because I'm counting. Hang on.
Yeah, Batman, Robin, Blade Trinity, Hellboy, Artemis Fowl.
5, 6. Yeah, 6. Cats, Bloodshot, Hellboy, Blade Trinity, Artemis Fowl, Batman, and Robin.
This is the 6th film.
Yeah.
Cats, Batman, Robin, Blade Trinity, Bloodshot, Artemis Fowl, Hellboy. Oh, I wrote it down wrong. That is 6 films.
Yeah, I was like, wait a minute.
I
always
wrote
forget.
forward, I'm sorry. I wrote forward down twice. But like at the end of the day, it's like really like of all these films, like I would say Cats and Batman and Robin are like the films like I would totally rewatch at any kind of time. But like I think that like Batman and Robin at the end of the day is like kind of a mess and kind of bad and kind of like a studio mandated, version of what they wanted the film to be. But like also like in the year 2020, experiencing like the Nolan verse, experiencing the Snyder verse, experiencing the upcoming Matt Reeves like version of Batman, like I think like this is a very fun Batman. I think like Batman could use like a little bit more color, and
Well-
I think that there's like a certain amount of like flexibility within like the interpretation of the character that's not just like grim and dark. That like makes like this film version like a funner viewing experience.
Well, I think that's what you get in the more modern, like current day animated stuff, where like what works with having Batman in like Young Justice and all the other things, and even in Harley Quinn, is like playing Batman as like super deadpan, like straight man character is the way to do it if you want all the other characters to be lighter. And it works well in the Harley Quinn cartoon. Like what Dietrich Bader is doing, I think could be done in live action.
But the Dietrich Bader Batman is also the Dietrich Bader Batman from Batman Brave and the Bold.
Yes, but he's a version of that Batman.
I mean, like, I
know, it's hard to separate them.
I think the Harley Quinn version of a lot of those characters are basically like an amalgamation of this, like, of basically like the Snyderverse with like the animated verse of these characters.
Yep. All right. Well, we should close out because it's almost 1 a.m. on the East Coast. So
yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
So catch us at all of our normal places. Don't forget to rate, review, and subscribe. Follow everybody on Twitter. All right, and we'll catch you guys next time.